minute and 17 seconds.
I don't think so. I might not have actually turned my mic off at some point, so hopefully people didn't hear me running around all break.
No, I think it was off because I couldn't hear you.
I didn't hear
Okay,
you.
well, oh, so I might have turned the actual mic off, but I didn't turn it off in OBS.
Oh, so it's on the video. Yeah.
Well, no,
So
because the mic was still muted. It was just,
yeah.
it was a failure of procedure.
Gotcha.
I turn it off and I also mute my mic. That doubling is so that I never have any of the situations you see on something like live stream fails.
Understood.
Only heard you when you got back and asked people if they were ready. Yeah, so that's exactly what happened. I was not muted on stream, but my mic was muted for the whole break. Perfect.
Good thing you do that double thing.
Yes, I mean, I do a lot of doubling, like closing the... Alright, so anyway, there I was. No. Gizmo. You're starting to nod off towards the edge of your watch.
First or second watch?
Second watch.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, you are on top of a very tall tower. The floor up here is made of white marble. It appears to extend endlessly in every direction. In some sort of weird skewed perspective, it also has a wall, like a low parapeted wall. We're talking, you know, like those castles where you'll have a block and then it's empty and you have a block. It's like a zipper, half of a zipper. And when you look at it, it seems very far away, but when you turn away and you're seeing it only through your peripheral vision, it seems like it's quite close. You are lying on the ground of this marble, beautiful, weathered but beautiful marble flooring when something moves over you. To describe this creature, I want you to imagine something with 4 legs and an elongated neck that goes away instead of up. So it's more like a very large dog covered in a cloak. And in your mind, this thing is over you looking straight down, so its entire presence inside the head. You're aware of something looking at you, but you don't see any eyes. In fact, you don't see the face. It's just like a hole of darkness in the cloak head. And you hear something say, "Companion, we have wares. Powerful but cursed." And then it takes 3 steps back with its squat body.
Okay.
I'll tell you what it looks kind of like. Mass Effect 1 and 2, the Super Geth Destroyer. They're like squat, 4-legged. I'll get a picture of them.
Yeah, because
Oh, yeah,
I
okay.
haven't played that game.
But more like human-sized and not, and covered in a cloak. Well, I'm looking through here. All
Also
right.
like the Zealots from Stargate, right?
I never watched Stargate.
Starcraft.
Zealots are
Not the Zealots, but
2-legged.
the other guys, the
Dragoons.
Dragoons, yeah.
All right, Rob, I've sent you what it looks like, but imagine this is only large dog sized. And you can't, there's no metal parts to it that you can see. It's all covered in a cloak, but that's the general shape of the creature.
So definitely foreign object, foreign creature.
Correct.
All right, and it said, sorry, it said what again? We have wares, cursed and something.
Powerful and cursed.
So I introduced myself. I am Gizmo Rumplestomp. I don't know how I've gotten to this place. Where am I?
Between.
Between where I was and what? So Gizmo's going to look around. Can any way he can kind of determine what this what this place is.
Make an Arcana check.
I actually have bonus to that one.
Wow,
Oh, nice.
25. Incredible. Okay. Well, a 10 would tell you you're in a different plane. A 25 is going to tell you you've been drawn into someone else's dream plane. So you have been removed from your own dream and placed in another person's dream.
Now, do I know from this check how would I say, how vulnerable am I in
Pretty
someone else's
vulnerable.
dream? Yeah.
I mean, they can do literally anything they want to you here.
Okay.
I mean, this would require powerful magics. Your mortal form could be permanently altered by things that happen here.
Okay. So I'll tell this person, so I've introduced myself. I go, is it too forward to ask your name? Who am I speaking with?
Companion.
So that's what I'll be calling you, companion? That was a question.
It
So I shall
has
call
no
you
answer
companion.
for you.
Okay. Well, I'm honored to be in this place, but I'm confused why I'm here.
It's almost like a dog or a horse nudging you to go look in a direction. It makes a gesture to look behind you.
All right, so I'll turn around and look behind.
There is a neatly folded cloak with a hood on it on the ground behind you. The hood of the cloak is meant to look like two frog eyes on either side of it, and then frog green cloak down to the waist level where it tapers off into a sort of zigzag.
Okay, so I'll look at the creature and I'll be like, what's the purpose of this cloak?
Frog.
Frog?
Frog.
What is the purpose of this frog?
Frog.
Am I meant to take this frog?
Exchange for sword.
Are you talking about the sword that we picked up in our earlier adventures?
Powerful sword.
We have a powerful sword in our possession.
Powerful but cursed.
Exactly. Is that what you seek?
Powerful but cursed.
So I would need to communicate with my friends. Would that be possible?
It has no answer.
So there's no sign of them, I assume.
Correct.
Okay. All right, I'm going to make a call. So I'll tell them I'm in agreement that we will trade this sword for the frog. Is
Okay.
that acceptable?
A moment later, you jerk awake as the fire in front of you shifts, and in your hands, you have the cloak.
Son of a gun. Everyone's asleep?
Correct. But your watch is almost done.
And Ash's watch is next.
Correct.
All right, so I'll wake up Ashe. I go, Ashe, and I'll tell him the story of what just happened. I go, where's the sword?
The sword is gone.
Incredible.
All right.
Who was it? Do you know who you were speaking with?
I have no freaking idea. All I know is a dreamscape, and I was pulled in, without provocation and without the ability to stop being pulled in. So it was a powerful place. That's all I can say. That's all I know.
What do you make of this cloak?
I'm going to have to spend some time and study this. Hey, B, do I have time to do that tonight, or I have to wait till tomorrow?
You can do it now before you go to sleep.
Okay.
It'll take
Then
you an
I'd
hour.
I'd like to do that. Do the identify. Will it? Well, the question really is, will it interrupt my own rest? If
You'll
I
have
spend
to
an
sleep
hour?
for an extra hour.
Okay, I'll do it now. An hour later, I don't think it really matters.
Yeah. We don't know what that thing could be. It's best to.
I mean, yeah, especially when
Figure it
when I'm working on this, you're keeping watch anyway, so I think that's probably a good idea too.
Right. Want me to roll perception?
What are you looking for?
No, I do. I'm asking. Do you want me to for my watch?
Nope.
Okay. So I take my watch, and then as I'm taking my watch, Gizmo tries to identify the item.
Okay. Here you go. It's not stated, but once you put this on, you can't take it off again because it's cursed.
And he knows that because the person told him, right?
Well, he just identified the item. I just didn't write it in
okay.
here yet.
I thought you didn't know if something was cursed from the identify.
This one is specific.
Okay.
I love this cloak.
Where's the info on the cloak?
It's in the.
It's a handout.
Oh, there it is. Those handouts, is that a tab or something? Because I'm not used to
Yes.
They
In the
keep
upper
popping
right-hand
up.
corner, there is the journal. It looks like a card or a newspaper.
Yeah.
And once you're there, you should be able to see all the character sheets and all the handouts.
Oh, I see. Clasp of the Frog Mage. Okay.
It's awesome.
Right.
It's an awesome item.
Driver's cloak that provides advantage to stealth checks in locations that are green. The inside of the cloak has 100 finger-sized pockets. Wearing it allows you to speak to frogs and summon a frog familiar called Frogmilliar. I like it. The Frogmilliar can, as a free action, produce from its mouth any item that is stored in the 100 pockets for its master, as long as the Frogmilliar is on the cloak. At night, you become a frog while sleeping. Ooh. So, Lyra, did you really like it?
Wait, are you asking my character or me?
Well, who said it? You?
Oh,
or
I
Lyra?
said it. As
Oh, you like it.
Cotton.
Uh-huh.
Great cloak.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm saying that as a player also.
Lyra would say, where did the cloak come from?
Well, there was this unknown being that pulled me into its dreamscape, and it offered a trade, a cloak for the sword. And I made the assumption that since we know the sword is not going to be very helpful for us, that we could do a trade and see what this item is about. And so when I came out of the dreamscape, this was in my hands.
Okay.
So
A lot of that sounds real interesting.
freaked the heck out of me. You should have seen this creature. 4 legs, long neck, shrouded in a cloak. It was pretty trippy.
And you traded for something? Never mind.
I agreed. It asked for our sword. It knew we had the sword because it asked specifically for a powerful cursed item, I think.
I don't trust
So-
that. Congrats on the cloak, though.
So, I consider this up for grabs if anyone wants it, but if not, Gizmo could take it.
No, I don't want your demon cloak.
It's a froggy cloak.
You
Yeah,
traded
but
some
once-
kind of weird demon for it. I don't want it.
Yeah. Well, and we know once we put it on, it's not going to come off unless,
Does it look frog? Does it have a little frog head on it?
Yes, when you pull the hood down, it has frog eyes.
Oh my gosh, I love it so much.
Yeah, I love it. It's awesome.
I mean, look, I may have intentionally made this item specifically to have Connor draw it.
We're getting a version.
I call this the Aricido principle.
Right.
While we're talking about his cloak, can I spend an hour to make dandelion shortbread cookies?
Yes, maybe. What are you using to make the sweet part of the cookie?
Honey. But I'm probably running low on honey now.
Yeah, I would think so. You're gonna need a fuck ton of honey. I would say that this is probably the last of the honey, because you need a lot of honey to make something with no other sweet in it sweet.
That's fair. Could I have made some non-hit point cookies extra so that this time Greta can have one? If she wants. Or some other donkey-friendly food?
I'll say yes, because I don't know what food is donkey friendly.
I'll make her some little, like, shortbread biscuits.
Sure.
I'll offer one Echo, too, unless she wants a dandelion one.
Okay. Echo will eat it. She's not sure how to really deal with it.
Which one, the plain one or the dandelion one?
Both.
Okay.
She's just not what one would call an aficionado of cookies. She doesn't know how to deal with it.
Fair enough. She gets 3 temporary hit points then. I love the frog herd already.
Well, let me go take a look at it. Yes, this is exactly what it looks like, probably. I was imagining more of a peak at the top, but you know what? I'm down with this too.
Anime frog.
Oh my gosh, I love the eyes so much.
There's nothing anime about it, man. This is a totally normal frog cloak. Listen, you can't tell me, all right, that you've never heard of a frog cloak in all. Frogs are a mainstay in Final Fantasy and other fictional works. Frogs, come on.
Final Fantasy is a anime-ish production.
Not even close. Don't even. No. Don't stain.
Gizmo, unfortunately, has not, or I haven't heard of the frog cloaks, so that's pretty cool.
Is Gizmo put on the cloak?
Not yet. He's thinking about it. AP, I got a question though. So as a free action, so the frog familiar as a free action produced from its mouth any item that is stored in the 100 pockets for the master, as long as the frog's on the cloak. So like the frog has to literally be touching the cloak.
Correct.
And
it needs to be on the shoulders of the head.
And then that gives me a free action instead of an action to grab something from a pocket.
Yes, but it has to be finger sized.
Yeah. Okay, so instead of spending an action,
oh, you can do it really dramatically too, and you can just be like, "Frogmillier,
yeah,
bring me my bolt," and then it will drop a bolt into your hand. And you can immediately load it. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, imagine you are like working in a workshop and you can summon any tool to your fingertips. You know,
yeah.
I mean,
That would be cool.
right.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm liking it, except for at night you become a frog while sleeping.
I don't know why you're saying that that's a bad thing.
Frogs have 1 hit point.
Yeah, I need to,
So he's not going to
keep
poof back
watch.
to himself if he dies?
Correct.
Yeah, is it like a druid thing? No?
Nope, he
Nope.
just dies apparently.
He becomes a frog. He doesn't wild chip into a frog. Becomes a frog. While he's
You know what?
asleep.
That could be a problem. That's the
Could be a
curse part of
problem.
it.
That's a major vulnerability. So I'm kind
Right.
of thinking.
Can you stealth sleep?
No.
No? Like you can't.
Stealthing is active.
Can I put him
can't
in my cooking pot and shut the lid before he goes to sleep?
You
That
want to
seems
stick a frog in a
dangerous.
cooking pot.
Well, not in a hot cooking pot.
Do you mean Frogmillier or do you mean Gizmo?
Gizmo.
All right, I want to
They
point
wouldn't
out
be able
that
to see him.
when he wakes up, he will shift back into normal form inside of your cooking pot.
Maybe we should just put like a towel over him or something, a little blanket.
And he's suffocated to death in the middle of the night in his little froggy body.
Oh no!
We'll have to think about
No,
this.
actually, the towel is not a terrible idea.
Okay, so we won't be able to do.
Look, it's a tale as old as time, you know? Man becomes a frog.
Yeah.
It's a pretty old tale, yeah. I agree.
So it won't break up our ability to do watches at night because it only affects him when he's asleep, but he's super vulnerable when he's asleep then.
Correct.
Maybe you should just kind of like, who's everyone watch, just kind of hold you, I guess.
Am I going to be a great big bullfrog, or am I
You
going to
have
be
no idea.
a limber tree frog?
Poison dart
or-
frog.
Yeah. I think I'm going to wait before I put this on and confer with Melf the wizard to see if we can. Huh?
You're
I've
already getting
drawn
art
you.
for it.
Where are you? You gotta put it on now. No,
No, give it to Ashe. Ashe can wear it.
Ashe, do you want to wear it?
I haven't drawn the Ashe spring.
Yeah, yeah.
Look, all you got to do is draw the whole party in these cloaks.
Right. That's not a bad idea.
Then you could do like a Charlie's Angel, the three of you posing in your frog cloaks.
We all need to get a frog cloak.
I was gonna say, you know what else you need to do? You need to do like Final Fantasy VII and have unique frog forms,
Right.
so that when you're a frog, there's like some indication of which one of you is different. I don't know if you've seen the Final Fantasy VII R version frogs, but they all look amazing.
I haven't. But I'm sure they do.
All right.
I want
definitely.
to somehow incorporate my goggles into the frog cloak so that when I pull the hood on, I can look through the frog goggles.
Yeah, well, you
That'd
ready
be
for
cool.
this? Look at this. Here's a frog wearing some freaking sunglasses, bro. Boom. Look at that.
Those are cool.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, Connor, you need to step up your game to this level.
Yeah.
If you can't reach a multi-million-dollar 10-year art budget level of drawing, really, what are you?
I can't defeat that logic.
Lyra would be a blue poison arrow frog.
That's really specific.
I googled blue frogs.
I see. I would love the idea of your goggles changing into the frog eye goggles.
Cool.
So what is the plan? Let's assume everybody wakes up in the morning. You have the frog
Yay.
cloak. You haven't chosen whether or not to put it on.
I say we continue east, looking for this river.
Yeah, I think we have to, because I got to find out if I can somehow get rid of this becoming a frog while sleeping.
So, out of curiosity, Gizmo, how much is this aging really affecting you?
20 years, anyone aging 20 years in a heartbeat is a bit stressful, but gnomes tend to be a little bit longer aged. So it's not life-threatening now. It'll just shorten my lifespan by that 20 years. But I could live over 300 years.
Gnomes live to 200 to 400 years old.
Yeah.
So let's say at the low end, it's 10% of his life. It's like 6 years for a human.
So you can live to how old are you? Do you have 300 years left, or is that your top?
No, I think I'm
You're a
100,
young
let me
adult,
find
so
out.
you're between 20 and 200 right now.
I think I picked 175. I'm trying to find it.
That's a big gap.
Yeah, you're actually getting on in age. You hit that 200 marker and you get old.
Notes, no. That'd be in background, right? No, it's not there. I don't remember. Did I put it in here?
Elves are
Traits,
biologically adults at
description.
18, but they're not treated as such until they're 100. Holy shit. Could you imagine being a teenager for 80 years?
Great.
It feels like 80 years when you're a teenager.
But what if it was actually 80 years? You reach for the wine bottle and they're like, you need 20 more years before you're ready for that. Now go to your tree branch.
Yeah, so the with the 20 years, I'm 175.
Okay.
I think it's worth it. I mean, this river seems magical anyway. It seems like a pretty interesting place of significance.
Oh,
You
I
should
think
be careful with it.
Of course.
Gizmo's all about finding the river, because if it's a source of magic for anything, he wants to study it at the very least.
Why did you decide to trade the sword for a cloak that could be cursed from some kind of demon entity?
Well, I already knew that the sword was cursed, and so being in a dreamscape, I looked around to see if there's any way to confer with you guys, and I couldn't find any way. So it was just an audible. I just made the call in the moment. I can't help but be curious. I think part of it is the curiosity would have gotten to me if I had let it pass. The sword, we knew what it was, and we knew, at least in my opinion, it was not anything that anyone was going to want to use. Whereas the cloak, we had no idea what it was, so I was curious to see what it was.
Yeah, it could have been super cursed.
It could have been, but
Just like the armor that Ashe took.
yeah,
The armor
So-
is currently wearing.
yeah.
Yeah, she gestures to the armor he's currently wearing. Now he can't run away from a fight, even if he's dying.
Lyra, I'll be honest, curiosity is going to get me every time. So hopefully that answers your question. That's why.
That's fair.
Curiosity calls Gizmo. We all feel a certain calling.
It's a study
This
of the
armor-
magic.
This armor called
Oh
me.
my god, this is... Listen,
What did the armor call you?
I feel like this is the premium skins for Gizmo, and this is like his getting ready to go to Disneyland skin.
I don't know what that. I don't know that reference.
There's no reference to it. It's just people wear weird shit when they go to Disneyland, man.
Okay.
I think he looks adorable.
Wow. Connor, have you been to Disneyland? We're talking
once.
real Disneyland. Florida
No.
Disneyland.
Yeah, I've been to Florida one.
Okay.
When I was
So,
kind of older,
That's
so it
Disney
wasn't
World.
okay. When I was older, though, so
Wow. Oh, okay, West Coaster and your other less good Disney.
Hey, I agree it's less good, but I'm just saying that the real one's called Disney World.
It's a magical land of imagination. So
Yep.
Ashe answers Lyra and says, "This armor seems like a challenge to me. A challenge set forth by Guzengas." But
Lyra's just rubbing her temples as he's. A challenge from Goose and Gus?
yeah,
Why? Why do you think that? Did you
This
have
is a
like
man
some
who
kind
needs
of
to cast-
religious pull?
yeah, he needs to cast legend lore on his own armor at some point.
I don't know what legend lore is.
It reveals all of the stories and secrets of an item.
Sorry, Lyra, what did you say?
Did you feel some kind of like romantic, religious, that's the word, religious pull to the item?
Nah,
Did you
listen,
have,
there's
like,
a bunch of
symbol
people who want to
God?
bang their god.
No, that its presence there was simply a challenge. It is an issue of a challenge to not run for a fight. Meanwhile, the sword was temptation.
What if the armor was temptation?
The armor is itself a challenge to never run from a fight.
But
What?
there have been cases that we definitely should have run from a fight.
And yet we prevailed and live.
We sort of lived.
That is the nature of a challenge.
You literally died right before that You found the armor.
And I came back.
You were
Thank
dead.
You.
Yes, but I want you to understand you were dead. Like your soul was leaving your body. And I just, pushed it back in.
That must be the challenge that Goose and Guz set before me.
Okay.
When you believe in destiny, that makes sense to me.
What I can't figure out is if you're talking to Ashe or Connor right now.
No, this is Ashe.
Yeah. Feels like Connor.
Sorry, I'm sorry. But,
why do you believe in destiny so much? What do you believe your destiny is?
That's what I'm here to find out. And this seems like it's part of that.
If you say so.
It seems like a challenge to overcome, to uncover either some kind of mystery or to prove myself in her eyes.
I thought you wanted to live long enough to see your destiny, but this could kill you.
These Badlands could kill us at any time. The armor at least protects at the same time as puts us in danger. I mean, we were able to not engage the Durgar. So it seems like there is some kind of rule set to the armor.
I thought that was because... Do you think it's going to make you start fights?
I don't know.
That would... Okay. I really hope not. I'll trust you on your decision with this armor.
If we... I don't know the Durgar too well, but it seems like if they might be considered evil and we were able to not engage with them, well, not exactly we're sure what to make of that. I'm figuring that out.
All right.
Hmm.
Should we proceed to this river if we can?
Yes, let's go.
So, which direction are you headed?
I believe east is where we think it lies.
Well, east is further along the line between the Scrublands and the Badlands.
I suppose then we might want to head a little bit further
Are we
north.
heading northeast? Is that where we started heading? To like this area?
Okay, that is northeast.
I guess we'll head northeast?
Okay,
Because we were told to go east from Corsairport.
make a survival check. All right, you travel for about 6 hours. You again pick up a trail of numerous animals, wary of your human presence, humanish presence. At some point, you come across what appears to be a sort of garden grove. It's not like any garden you've ever encountered. We're talking like cacti, desert blooming plants. But as you're getting close, Lyra, I need you to make a nature check. Something has given you a sense of unease as you approach it.
Oh boy, I'm not good at that.
You're going to make numerous nature checks tonight, and you failed all of
16!
them. So there is a plant that it looks a lot like the rest of the scrub, but it is forming a warding perimeter around the garden, and you're fairly certain that it has nearly invisible tendrils, kind of like very thin pieces of plastic, almost imperceptible to the human eye, coming off of it. So we're talking a scrub bush that only reaches to Gizmo's knee height, but the tendrils extend several inches away from the plant, and you're thinking these things look like they're dangerous. Their placement is non-natural. They're meant to blend into the rest of the plants, but you're pretty sure that if you had accidentally disturbed them, something would happen. And these are creating a line outside of this garden area.
We need to be wary of those plants. They have tendrils that are hard to see, and they seem dangerous.
So can we see them? Can I see them?
Make a perception check now that she's mentioned it.
I'll take a look too. Perception.
Yes.
I don't see it.
And no.
That's performance.
The die roll is so low, it's not going to matter.
I understand that.
I understand he rolled the wrong thing, but that is a very low roll.
Yeah, I would have gotten a +4.
Yep, that
So
was
it's still
not
only a 6. Yeah.
Ashe, you noticed them as well.
Okay, what are they? You said they're forming a line around something.
Correct.
What shape is that? What shape is that line? Is it like a circle?
Line-like.
Is it a circle? So
It's a line.
Creating a circle.
It's a line.
It's a straight line going north, south.
Correct. North-south.
How far does it go?
Hard to say. Several
far?
hundred feet at least.
Several hundred feet.
So the garden that it's guarding is equal in length, and the line between them is like 4 feet. Like a neutral zone of no scrub, nothing, dirt between them. And
I
these,
apologize. Before you said the garden was like cacti and stuff?
yes, cacti, desert blooming flowers, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Things that aesthetically look pleasing.
Is it organized in like a sort of a French, like almost like a French garden type of way or something?
It's not organized, but there is a good aesthetic to it. It looks good. Insofar as it is, you know, desert flowers. If that's your thing. You know, it's not set into like rows or anything.
I see it. Do you think maybe we should? Well, certainly.
You know what, Ashe? Make a nature check. Everyone's doing so well on these so far tonight.
All right, my -1 here comes. 11.
Okay, 11.
17.
Yeah, you think that this garden is perfectly natural.
Okay.
No measure of organization here.
But I do think that the array, the like wall of these bushes is
Unnatural.
unnatural, man, something made.
They have been intentionally blended into the surrounding scrub brush. It's as unnatural as the dark side of the Force, granting pathways to abilities.
Okay. What do you make of this, Lyra? I mean, we could try going around it, or we could try testing this perimeter of some kind.
Let's not touch them.
I'm not saying we should touch, but we could put something. We could throw something onto it, see what happens.
Yeah, just throw some cardboard down.
I'm not sure what it will do.
I
It
agree.
could attack us. It could be some kind of alarm system of some sort.
I agree. Do you think we should try going around it?
Sure.
Set up a ladder and you climb over it.
Good
I
idea.
levitate. I could just launch somebody over it.
I mean, Echo could jump over it easily, I would think.
And I could miss and they could land in the cactuses.
Do you want to have Echo jump over it?
I was going to say, like, if Echo were to, Ashe would be on top. But
I'm asking, do you want to?
no, I don't think so. Let's try.
You
let's
could
try-
ask her if she wants to jump over it.
I don't think it's wise to jump over it. I wouldn't jump over it myself. I mean, I could jump over it too, as I
You're in
understand it.
plate mail.
I got
You're in
some
plate mail
athletics.
carrying 200 pounds of gears. There's no jumping for you.
Even if I wanted to jump over these plants, I would be wary because this is full of cactus.
Right.
So now your gear weighs 265 pounds.
That's. I was wondering if you're going to check that.
Yeah.
I mean, some of that weight is just evenly distributed across.
Oh my god, Connor, I don't care how evenly distributed it is. It fucking weighs a metric ton!
It's just all the rations, really.
I
Or
assure
Echo.
you, 250 pounds evenly distributed is still a fuck ton of weight.
No, I was saying the plate mail is evenly distributed. Everything else is obviously just on his back.
There's absolutely going to be someone in the comment section who goes, "No, Arthur, 250 pounds is a quarter metric ton."
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just see how far it goes. I think if we go north, we can try going around it.
Alright.
Oh, my apologies. Metric tonnage is not in pounds; it's in kilograms. So I was wrong. It's only 10% of a metric ton. So your plan is to turn and head north instead of either east or south?
Gonna walk and see if this comes to an end.
After about a mile, it does come to an end and turns box-like. The guardian plant and the garden both make the turn at exactly a perfectly right angle.
I think there's something special in there.
I think so too. Let's try
Or
going
something
around.
dangerous. It could be keeping something in and not necessarily us out.
Let's
Now
try.
I can see the garden, but what is it that's keeping us out? So Gizmo's asking, since he can't see anything else.
There's okay, I'm gonna like gesture to one of the plants and say these plants, they have tendrils sticking off them that are hard to see.
Gizmo, they look exactly like all the other plants you've been walking through this whole time.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it, but I just can't see the tendrils no matter how hard I try.
Remember when I said they're nearly invisible? It's okay if you can't see them.
Yeah, I feel bad. I should have better vision. All right.
Well, you
Well,
are
if it
20
makes
years
you
older.
yeah, you are 20 years older.
Yeah, it must be the 20 years. My eyes are going bad. Okay.
I'm pretty sure you're the oldest one.
Yeah, older. Well, I don't know. How old is Ashe?
He's like 19.
Maybe. How old's Lyra?
I don't know. She's a young adult. She's young.
So younger than Gizmo.
I don't think either of us are over 100 years old or anywhere close to 100.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, as always, I trust you guys lead on then. I can't see it. I don't know what it is that you guys are talking about really, but that's okay.
If it makes you feel any better, I can't see at night.
Well,
it's
that's
okay
why I
you
made
can't
the
see
goggles
this.
for you.
Well, yes, I'm trying to make you feel better about your faults by sharing my faults. I'm not great at the talking to people. I was hoping to comfort you.
It's okay, Lyra. I appreciate it. I appreciate the effort. All right, let's move on.
So I say we continue scouting around this perimeter and just seeing.
You want to see if it does a
around.
full square?
Yeah. Yeah.
It is 1 square mile on the west and northern side.
Okay. Let's see what the eastern side possesses.
Okay. Also 1 square mile.
So it's a full box.
Correct. A square mile, one would say.
Well, we didn't see the south side.
A literal square mile. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yes, it is literally a square mile.
I guess we'll have to figure out a way to go over the plants safely.
Now, these tendrils, how high are they off the ground? I'm asking that to Lyra.
How high are they off the ground?
They go up to your knee height, Gizmo. You specifically.
They go up to your knees, Gizmo.
All right.
How wide are the plants?
They're making essentially an unbroken chain.
No, I mean, if we were to try and like go over them, how wide would we have to go over?
You would have to go top over, right? Tall.
Yes.
Oh, you're talking, yes. Maybe 8 to 10 inches.
So
So
sort of like a filament fence.
It's a very short, small distance, I would say. Right? This is a very short, small jump. Like a normal human could make this jump like pretty easily, from my understanding.
Sure, if they knew to jump.
Right.
I guess we
What
could
do you-
just try to jump over it.
Okay. Yeah. I guess.
I could also cast levitate and try to push somebody over it. But somebody would have to stay behind and jump still.
I don't mind making the leap, or you could try casting levitate, and I could try seeing how far it could go. How long does this spell last? Right now,
10 minutes.
2 minutes.
10.
10. Okay, and then how high does that put me?
Well, I can put you all the way up to 20 feet.
let's give it a go. I can try scouting out the garden.
The problem is the rest of us would also have to find a way over the thing.
I could lift you up.
Both of us? And Echo?
Nobody throws a no.
And Greta?
I mean,
if you think you can, we can do it that way.
I mean, I could lift you up each individually and put you across onto their side. Echo could probably jump, I would say. And
All right.
possibly Greta as well. No, probably not.
If you want to try it, we can try it that way.
My initial idea was just to scout and then to see if there's any kind of entrances, or if not, see if there's what's of interest in here. If it's a square mile, and it's how tall is the garden again?
It has a bit of rollingness to it, so you can't see everything from any one side. It looks as if there is a small meadow in the middle of it, from which unusual plants you've never seen anywhere are growing.
Is it a clearing? Would you say meadow?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's hard to get a view from it from all directions, but it does appear clear.
If I stand on top of Echo, how far can I see? Can I see over
Not
the
much
plants?
farther.
Okay. If I were to get up 20 feet, do I think I would see
Not.
further?
I mean, it's not the plants that are the problem. It's the rolling nature of the local terrain.
Is
I
it
think
like
he's saying there's hills.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's rolling hills, like a golf course.
okay?
If you scout ahead, my spell might wear off before you're done, and we'll have to find our own way across.
It's true. I could easily get you two through and leave Echo and Greta on this side.
I mean, it sounds like Gizmo can jump off Greta to the other side pretty safely. Right? You guys are telling me it's a very low thing and not very wide. So Gizmo
Yes,
probably
but
just
I'm
jump
worried about
across.
you slipping.
And
We can make a little jump 99% of the time. I'm worried about the 1% happening here. Because I don't know what the plants do.
I mean, yeah, we don't know if this is an alarm system of some kind.
Do you want me to throw you?
That seems equally prone to failure.
It could be.
Is there any pathway in this through this cactus? Is there anything indicating any kind of interest way?
So it's not just cactuses, it's all sorts
Right.
of desert. There are what I will call natural footpaths. There's no footsteps and there's no wearing downedness from them, but it would be fairly easy for a average width humanoid being to pass anywhere along the border of the 3 miles that you've seen
What about
into
a horse?
the area.
Oh, so we can just walk through it?
It's a little it's a little narrow for a horse.
Like the whole area, we haven't seen one area that's
like
large enough.
again, you might brush up against some of the local plants, but it's not like I'm gonna be like, all right, Echo gets hit by 1,000,000 cactuses and dies.
Okay.
She's gonna be walking through desert flowers, but from what you can tell, none of them are going to be very harmful except for specifically the cacti. The cacti are not forming some sort of mystical shield that will kill her if she tries to walk forward.
Okay.
If
Well,
we can just fit through, can we just walk through?
right. If we want to bring Greta, you could always cast Levitate on Greta, get her over, and we all make the jump.
What about Echo?
I will ride Echo and jump over.
Are we jumping over or are we just walking through? I thought we could just fit through.
No, the
So,
fence we have to jump over. but
There's multiple parts to this. You have to
Oh.
get past what has been called the filament fence. Then there's a 4-foot wide neutral zone. Then you hit cactuses and desert plants, strange purple fruits, bright neon colors, that sort of deal. Oh, here comes the frog cloak coloring.
Gotta get that right.
Yeah. Clasp of the frog mage. friend to all frogs and friend to giant rats as well. I feel
Gizmo,
like
if you
Rob
want,
might end up being friending all animals at some point.
Gizmo, if you want to ride on Greta when I cast Levitate, you can do that.
I mean, Greta's looking at this grass area and is thinking there's some mighty tasty looking plants over that way.
Over within the fence.
Oh yeah, yeah. That garden area is looking like premium. So it's like going to a buffet for an ethnic group you've never been to before. You don't know what exactly is there, but something has to taste good.
You know, I don't want Greta to hinder us too much either, to be honest. I mean, if I almost feel like I can stay here and watch the horses, and if you guys want to scout ahead.
I think if we're going to go very deep into this thing at all, we should all go. We don't know what we might encounter in here.
Then in that case, that's fine. I can be on Greta while we try the
Okay.
the levitate.
So who's going over first?
Ashe, I suppose, will, unless anyone else wants to volunteer.
How are you getting over?
I will be riding Echo and
Have Echo make a athletics check.
Before Echo jumps, can I give her guidance?
Yes, what do you say to give guidance?
By the blessings of Wellwind.
I'll buy that.
So if she has a +4 to strength, does that
Yes.
factor into it? Okay.
Correct. She has +4 plus 1d4.
+4 plus 1d4?
Yeah, for guidance.
Oh, right, sorry. $18.
She easily makes the leap. You hit the far side. She canters around through the far side a bit and seems to be a little confused.
What are you confused about, Echo?
It feels weird. The ground here.
The ground itself or the
Yes,
air?
the ground. I mean, the air is unnaturally dry, but that's been everywhere we've been lately.
Right.
I just noticed the little frog tongue.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I express Echo's concerns about the dirt to everyone else.
Weird
then-
how?
She's not sure. It's just something is off about this place. But I mean, this is a very strange thing to encounter in the world. So I'm not terribly surprised by that aspect. Obviously, whoever is here has a supreme control over nature. I think, at least that's what I think.
Yes. I'll try to jump next.
Okay, make an athletics check.
Can I guidance myself?
Yes. I want
can
to point
guidance
out that
you.
I believe you need to touch someone to cast levitate on them.
I thought it was just a distance thing.
Let's see here. Levitate.
Its range is 60 feet.
Okay, all right. I'll buy that.
The only reason I'm jumping first is so I can grab Greta's rope and pull her over.
Sure, got
Because I
it.
can't go side to side.
Make
It
an
has to be pulled.
athletics check. Don't stumble and fall, I guess.
I know. I'm scared about that.
Should be. Wow, you
Okay, never
easily
mind.
make it over.
I didn't even add my D4.
It's not even.
Can I do a flip on the way?
Yeah, sure. Front flip or back flip.
I'll do a backflip. I'll backflip over.
All right. That's weird, but yes.
That was amazing.
Just take a little bow.
Very impressive.
Gizmo, throw me that rope.
The whole
Greta's-
rope or just the end of it?
Just the end.
Okay. All right. So I'll toss the end to her.
And tie part of it around Greta.
There's a saddle horn. I'll tie it there.
Okay.
Perfect. And then I'll cast Levitate on Greta and pull her towards me.
Sure.
All right. I'll pet Greta's neck. It's okay,
Greta
girl. It's
is
okay.
freaking
okay.
out, man.
Yeah.
You slowly descend Greta down to the ground after?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when she reaches the ground, she starts eating some of the desert flowers and goes, bleh. Trying different ones and just essentially barfing them all back out.
Can I give her some dried apple?
Yes.
So she'll stop eating the desert plants.
Yes. Well, Connor, you added a tongue to my class with the frog mage, but I'll allow it.
All right. We made it.
I'm not so sure about it yet.
You hear a voice say, "Indeed, you have made it. Fools though you were to enter my domain."
Well, that's
Who's-
obvious.
That lie.
Who's there?
Obvious.
I am everywhere.
All right. Who are you?
I am the protector of the ascent all places.
We didn't mean to offend your terrain.
You have not offended me.
It's good to hear.
Why are you here?
We were curious.
Curious?
Well, you have a perimeter of some kind of plant that seems to be magically aligned in some fashion. And we wanted to know what was in the inner sanctum. Perhaps we thought maybe you might be someone we could talk to know about this land.
Someone you
looking
can
for-
talk to.
We are looking for a river that should be somewhere in the area.
Our friend was cursed.
A river.
Yes, a certain
Yeah,
fountain of youth.
Gizmo would say, I've been aged, and this white stripe on my hair proves that I'm older than I should be. So we were looking for this river for perhaps some assistance.
A fountain of youth of some kind.
You seek to escape your fate.
I guess you could call it that way, yes. To reverse the fate.
If he reverses it, then I suppose then you could consider his fate to be altered.
The river is here. I am its guardian. Everything here is not what it seems. To prevent the minds of all things which come by from collapsing at the sight of the wound, I have ensorcelled this area in the natural magics.
You've made it very lovely.
If you were to gaze upon it with your own eyes, your mind would break.
Thanks for not doing that.
Stay to the paths. Do not go into the meadow, for it is not a meadow.
Are you permitting us
Thank
to
you.
travel here and look for this river?
I will not stop a natural creature from its own curiosity. Know that this area is dangerous, and by traveling through it, you might doom yourself. The river is not what you believe it to be.
What
You
is
say-
the river then?
The river will return you to a younger age.
Are there ill effects of this river?
Are there ill effects to being young?
I suppose if one becomes too young, then the answer could be yes.
Does it take away your current memories?
Yes.
And
Well, that
is
was a
there
good question.
is there any age? Is there a limit to it? How far it takes you back?
That is not how the river works.
So it could take him back to being 10 years old.
No.
So what age does it stop? Does it stop at, or how far does it go?
Age is a number.
Yeah. Yes.
The river makes you young.
I see. You mentioned there's a wound here. I mean,
The wound.
is it a wound in dimensions or planar wound?
Beyond that,
Could we help heal this wound at all?
no.
Okay.
If you were to interact with it in any way, you would be instantly destroyed.
What is your name?
Druid.
It's a nice name.
Is Druid still a voice, or do we have any?
Yes, still a
impressions
voice. You hear some crunching around you through the kind of gravelly substance and maybe like a quarterstaff or something being pressed into the ground.
Do you
And-
have a physical form?
I do. I
Can
do
we
not
see
wish
you?
to share it.
Okay, that's fair.
If you do not have eyes to see me, then you are fortunate to not look upon the wound. Tell me, travelers from afar, you do not smell as if you come from this land, for I have never seen your birth.
It's true. All three of us, well, Lyra, Gizmo, and myself, come from a land to the west.
I have heard that such things exist. They were theorized during an earlier age.
How old are you?
Old. What do your people know of the creature known as Evodran Evoker?
He is. Is he the wizard from our other campaign?
Nope.
Okay.
Do I know anything about this guy?
That was Hollow Mardrovian, was the other wizard. A history check will tell you some more.
We all make one.
I might
Religion could also give you one.
I'll roll religion.
know. Oh my gosh!
10 history. Wow. Incredible. 10 religion. Wow. You guys are just...
We are so mediocre.
Hey, check it
tonight.
out. We both had a +4 to that.
Oh, boy. All right. None of you have ever heard of anything like this.
No. I don't believe we have.
People of the West are ignorant, then, of the fate of the world.
What is the fate of the world?
After a few moments, you hear it say, "Be seated upon a rock nearby, for this story will be one of length.
I'll sit down on a rock.
Know that those are not actually rocks.
What are they?
Okay.
It is better that you not know."
Is there any way like we could perceive into what they actually are?
Correct. You need the spell True Sight.
Okay.
He said if we saw what it was, our minds would break.
You could attempt, if you have Dispel Magic, you could attempt to dispel any illusions in the area.
Yeah, but I don't want to if he says our mind's gonna break.
Yeah, but Connor's an idiot, so...
I like testing the load of these things. I mean, I don't know if I believe this guy.
That's true. You only have this person's information.
This is
Could
the
roll
land
an
of,
insight.
this is. I was thinking about it. This is the land of the trickery god. I mean, this god could be just one big old hoax.
Wait,
He's just trying to get you lined up for his new timeshare. He's hoping maybe you might buy the land from him. Once he tells you how dangerous it is, he's like, "Well, I need someone to guard it. Maybe you'd like to buy it from me." A nice 1 square mile plot of land in the middle of nowhere with no value. He gives you a little ghost story to hype up the,
Right. You need to protect it for ages in order to prevent evil from spewing forth.
So, as you all take seats or don't, he says, 1,000 years ago, civilization flourished on this island. Great civilization. It spread in every direction, creating edifices traveling to other planes. Arrogant, technological, unnatural. They ignored my warnings, and in their hubris, delved into the darkest magics. Their entire society became about decadence, impurity, foolishness. They chose to turn to demons and devils and other fiends to make their dreams reality. Bargaining with them in the darkest ways. It is from them that they gained the idea, the concept of slavery, and began to enslave their citizens all across this island. Many were taken, and the life of a good people became a life of a few. It is then that the final hubris began. They attempted to summon forth a great demon to once and for all time grant the good emperor's wishes, and in so doing shattered a portion of the world here, creating the wound, and from it sprung forth a Vodran evoker. The end to all things, a god of dark and terrible power. Some call him the Demon Lord. Others call him the Devil King. He is formless and shapeless. I have heard on the winds that he traveled west and laid siege to that land over there. The fish speak from time to time of a band of heroes who sealed him beneath the earth. But that seal is weakening. I can feel the pulses of dark power from the wound. Soon, he will be unleashed again upon the world. For now, I must protect the wound, so that none may approach it and be consumed by it, and that none may attempt to widen it, so that even worse creatures may pour forth from it. From this humble garden, the power to destroy all existence, all planes, all time could be born forth.
Thank you for sharing your knowledge with us.
Are you alone in this task?
I have the power of nature. I am never alone.
And yet no god, no other god aids you in this task.
What is the power of gods compared to the power of nature? They are distant, foolish, arrogant, and prideful. Nature is everywhere and everything.
Would you allow us to come and talk to you again sometime in the future?
Perhaps. It has been some time since I have spoken the tongue of common speech.
Do you have a way of contacting us if you ever need our assistance?
I have been watching you since you arrived.
Arrived on this island?
Yes.
So you've been aware of us the whole time?
I am the wind that brought you here. I am the birds that flew you to the coast. I am the trees that you damaged. I am the rats that you saved.
I'm sorry about the trees. Did you mean the walking ones?
Yes.
Sorry about that. I
What
was
do you
afraid they
offer
were
as
going to kill us.
recompense?
What would you ask?
What would you offer? You are the one filled with sorrow. Have you only hollow words? Or do you have deed, action, or item?
I will offer him my floating magic stone and say, if you ever need me in the future, I owe you a large favor.
And I suppose Ashe would offer a
So-
deed of service.
You hear no response, and it says, "The stone is of no value to me. It is a conduit to the gods. Your service, however, is of use. I have something I need done.
What
Will
is
you
it?
undertake a grand quest for me, knight?"
I can sure try.
Yes.
There are others who would attempt to rule this island, whose obscene magics alter the very terrain itself, whose designs counteract my own. They are unnatural. The Archmage in his marble tower to the north, the Underlords in their mountain to the south. Eliminate them and bring the island under the control of nature once more, expunging at last the tainted devil power which fuels the rage of this land.
Are you alright with the people living in Corsairport?
They are a meager collection, whom I have protected from their worst urges.
You just don't want the wizard there?
The Archmage
Oh,
is a threat far beyond a few men with axes.
Where is this wizard?
North.
Does he reside in some kind of castle or
A marble tower.
Marble Tower.
marble tower?
So I got Marble. He mentioned Marble Tower to the north, and he also mentioned what?
The Underlords in the mountains to the south.
The drow from the Underdark?
If you'll remember, the Drow are at a different level of society. So the Drow that you met in Blackweb were underneath an organization called the Underlords, who were protecting them from reprisals from the main Drow forces.
Okay. I got it. So we don't have to do all of the Underdark drow, just the Underlords that are above them.
Yep, it'll be super easy. Just like, one episode. Quick in and out. Kill
I'm
all
not-
the Underlords.
Boom, boom.
I'm not sure how long this will take us.
I have called it a grand quest.
That's fair. Can I have some extra dandelion cookies that I can leave him?
Yes.
I'll leave him a plate of dandelion cookies.
You occasionally just see a cookie disappear. There's like a crunching noise in your ears while you're standing there.
Do you like them?
They have the taste of civilization, but the ingredients are all natural.
Yes, I cook with things that I find.
Cooking is unnatural.
I am so sorry.
Does the wolf cook? Does the swan?
No.
Nature offers you its bounty, and you, with your humanoid cravings, reforge it into a shape bent more towards your taste.
Is he still eating these cookies as he's saying this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yum, yum, yum. You suck, but let me have another one.
As long as we can live with each other, I'm happy to provide the service. I mean, if you were to attempt to bring destruction upon the people of Corsairport or humankind, it seems like our interests might be at odds.
At odds?
Well, none of us here wish to die with any great haste. If you were to want to bring destruction upon us, then our interests would be at odds.
I believe if he wanted to bring destruction upon us, it would have already been brought.
Of course, I'm just simply saying Well, I lost my train of thought there.
I'm so sorry.
Gizmo raises his finger up and goes, I'm certainly interested in helping out on a grand quest, but a grand quest is this. What would be the recompense for our group?
You are the one who has offered an oath of service to me.
Ashe? Mr. Oathmaker?
No, this was my fault. I'm so sorry. I agreed to take on the Grand Crest. It is up to you two if you agree to come or not.
Well, what's the purpose of the grand quest? That's what I'm missing. That's what...
I feel bad for killing his tree children.
To enter the Archmage's tower, you must gather 3 keys that he has scattered across his land. Should you succeed in attaining one of these keys, return here, and I will grant you a natural power.
You've been very kind to us, Druid.
So
It
just
is
to be
only
clear,
natural.
so just to be clear, we have to find all 3 keys to get into the tower. And then once we've done that mission, we can bring a key back to you.
No.
As soon as we find one, we come to
Right.
him. And then we
Okay.
go look for the other two.
Where might these keys lie?
I know not, for they are always in motion. The Archmage has created mobile fortresses in which to contain its horrifying experiments.
Do the keys look like regular keys, or do they look like something different?
I know not. I only know that 3 are required to open the edifice.
Thank you. Gizmo, did you still want to go to the river?
I think I would. Do we have your permission, Druid, to take some of the river with us?
No.
Just a small container's worth?
I will lead you to the river, and I will dunk you into it.
You know, Gizmo's curious.
All right, you feel a warm wind directing you in the direction you need to go.
Okay.
Ashe, I think we should stay here. We're both young enough.
I agree.
Come.
I don't.
All right. Gizmo's
You will be
going.
needed to drag him out when it is done.
Okay, I'll
Don't make
come.
me a baby. I still have to play this game, so I'm hoping he's not going to be a baby. All right.
Okay.
Gizmo's curious. He's gonna go.
He leads you to, well, I mean, the wind leads you. You get closer and closer to that meadow that he's warned you explicitly is not really a meadow and will instantly destroy you forever. Surrounding that meadow is what appears to be a nice bubbling creek. The creek, however, is perfectly infinitely circular, so it has some form of motion even though it has neither source nor ending. It just is flowing for no apparent reason.
So like a
Is
water park.
Is the water circulating in a circular fashion around
Yes.
the pool? Okay,
Yep.
like a whirlpool?
Yes.
Okay.
You feel a hand on your shoulder, Gizmo, trying to force you down into the pool. Into the water, I should say.
Sir Druid, before you push me into the water, I just want to make sure, will this water inhibit my ability to perform this quest that we've agreed to do for you?
Unclear. I believe not.
If I pull him out of the water, will it make me young too?
No.
Okay.
Let's go for it.
Okay. So he pushes you into the water, essentially, and you fall in. And it does not feel like water. It feels like some sort of weird, gelatinous, fleshy, tarry substance. And he starts pushing your head underneath what you believe the water line to be.
So I'll allow it for a few seconds and see if he's going to stop. But if not,
No,
you know,
he
I think
holds
it's
you
an
down
action.
there.
Damn, AP, you really make tough situations. All right,
Yeah.
well, I think Gizmo's going to have to, you know, start getting up.
Okay. Make a strength saving throw.
Okay. Strength save.
So for the rest of you,
strength
you see Gizmo go into the water. And then he's just kind of dead man floating a few inches under the water. And then he starts, like, trying to get out.
Yeah, we see him struggling.
Yeah, so here's the thing. You can feel that some magic is overcoming you. Gizmo, make an Arcana check real quick. This magic is based on death. In order for you to go through the enuthening process, you're going to have to die. You are strong enough, however, to pull yourself out of this before that happens.
This is a test of faith.
I'm not going to say yes or no to that, but there have been several of those lately.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to be younger?
Gizmo is going to, he's going to submit. Because
Okay. Roll a
he's
D100,
curiosity.
please.
A D100?
Yep.
Are you gonna come out as a different race?
I don't know now. Let's see what happens.
You are now a halfling. A Lightfoot halfling.
That's funny. We just talked about halflings.
So, what happens is you see Gizmo shaking under the water, and his whole body is changing. Like, his arms rip backwards and do like weird herky-jerky motions as he slowly transforms into a halfling. And then the river spits him up onto the shore, so his lower body is still in the river, and his upper body is on the shoreline. He's breathing. Looks much younger. He's now a young adult. Gizmo, you kind of recognize the people around you, almost as if you knew them in a past life.
Instead of losing 20 years, he lost about 200.
Gizmo? Are you okay?
Is that Gizmo?
It looks
Who
a
are you
lot like
guys?
Gizmo if Gizmo was a halfling.
So there's Gizmo qualities to him, just
Yes.
more
Oh,
he's
yeah.
a halfling.
And you still have a general body of knowledge that he has, and you maintain your artificer class and your rogue and all that, but like specific events are hard for you to recall. It's as if it happened to somebody else. You're also only 20 years old now.
Do you not recognize us, Gizmo?
But you only lived to 250, so it really was kind of a wash.
Yeah, that's kind of a yeah.
You can try again.
No, I think once is enough. I don't know who you guys are. I'm very disoriented. I don't know what's going on.
It's me, Lyra.
And I'm Ashe.
You seem familiar, like a part of a dream, but I don't know anything. I can't remember anything about you. Why am I here? Why am I in this river?
You recognize Greta, though, instantly and immediately.
Why is Greta here? Good girl.
You
Are you-
remembered your donkey?
You remember everything about your possessions, things that you own.
We
So does someone-
came to help you. You were under a curse that aged you a little bit. Don't you remember?
Well, I can't say that I do. I look down my body. I go, I look young. I guess it was successful, huh?
You look different also. Do we identify him as a halfling? As
Yes.
opposed to a gnome?
Yep.
You're a halfling.
So you'll also need to change your race type in D&D Beyond to Halfling Lightfoot. which will change your stats.
Okay.
And probably some skills.
All right. So it looks like I need to revamp the character a little bit.
Yep.
But your speed is the same.
Speed's the same?
That's true.
Do you really not remember us at all?
Like I said, it's like a dream. I don't know if it's going to come back to me or not, but for right now, everything's vague.
All right.
We are in a land that is to the east of where we come from, and we are exploring the land. You were here for magical items, but we seem to have come in contact with a very powerful force here, and he has sent us just now on a quest to...
Do I remember the druid?
You heard a voice say, "I'm here."
But do I remember him since he was a near? Okay.
Yep.
All right. So
I mean,
so
you remember he
Ashe-
killed you.
Yeah.
You vividly remember drowning to death. But it feels like it was a long time ago, not several seconds ago.
I have all my gear and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Guess I gotta redraw this beard.
Wow.
That's rough. I want a halfling with a beard, though. They can grow beards, right?
Yes.
At 20?
Yeah. 20 is a young adult.
Okay.
I mean, look, it's not gonna be that full face beard, and you lose some of that handsomeness that Gizmo gained with age. You know, he's a fine young halfling man now.
Oh.
You know, I'm kind of glad you were come back as a halfling. If you were a tall race, it'd just be weird.
So, you know what? I'm gonna have to. Yeah, this is gonna be a mixed bag. Now, I'm not talking in character. This will be a mixed bag because I don't mind the change. I think it's very interesting, but I'm gonna lose all of my advantage on those 3 saving throws. That's pretty good. Because gnomes get advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws. And now they're gonna go away. Or do I get to keep them?
Nope. You change your original race for the new one.
Okay. All right. So I have some adjustments to do, guys. Again, it's all foggy, but maybe it'll come back to me over time. I believe your story. I mean, I'm here. We're here. And I remember the druid and going through a process. So
I do hope you gain your memories because we are friends, and I want you to remember that.
Perhaps you will be able to remember her snacks and treats with the pancakes.
So can I do... Hold on. Oh, wait. Do I have that? I have special insight. I want to actually use it because I've never used it before. So I've got... Where'd it go? I don't know that this helps. So I've got ear for deceit. Whenever you make an insight check to determine whether a creature is lying, treat a roll of 7 or lower on a d20 as an 8. So it doesn't really help. But can I do like an insight check to see if I believe her?
Yes.
All right, let me do that then.
I guess Ashe will probably try and relate to him the journey that they have experienced so far on this island.
Oof. So I'm sorry, I can't, I don't feel, I just can't tell. Your words sound sincere, but there's no way for me to know if what I'm hearing is true. But there's nothing for me to disbelieve you either.
What part did you not believe?
Well, my lady, you have to understand my mind is very fogged. I just can't remember beyond my personal possessions, and I remember the druid putting me under the water, but at this moment I can't remember anything else right now.
So the things that happened to you in the past are as if they happened to somebody else. when people mention these stories, you recall them from like a omniscient narrator point of view rather than as Gizmo.
So then I would probably remember.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So based on what I've said already, then I'll just say, you know what, I have faith that it'll come back to me over time. Maybe I just need some rest.
Yes, maybe we should head back out to the scrublands and set up camp.
Black screen. 1,000 experience points appear.
Sweet. That was an awesome session.
That's an interesting twist. Yeah, now I'm going to have to like work on that. It's going to take some
Technically a fountain of
adjustment.
youth.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to spoil the changing race. I just instantly thought the dying. I was like, that sounds like the reincarnation
Yes,
thing.
it is.
Yeah. Hey, and whatever happened, I was okay because, like I said, Gizmo is a creature of curiosity, and I think I like this. That
Look, you could just go back and die
Who's Gentleman?
over and over again until you turn into a gnome.
You're
It's
gonna
our-
look
it's our-
even cuter in a frog thing if you're a halfling.
Right.
Nope, turn him into a kobold.
Yeah. All right.
Look, kobolds are like 90% reptile. It's really not that far. The man of the hour, let's start with you for outros. robSHEPart, you return into another race, and you could even turn into a frog later. Who knows? Some weird shit's happening with your character.
So many changes.
Cool.
What do you got?
What do I got?
What do you got?
I've got that this was a very interesting session. So I'm good with this. I accept it. I'm moving forward and making the adjustments and making the adaptations. So I'll take a look at what changes this might cause Gizmo as a halfling versus a gnome. So yeah, it's an interesting twist.
Well, you got that lucky feed now, basically.
Yeah, I know, right? I got the luck, but I gave up. What do I give up? So anyway, yeah, I'm going to look up both races just to kind of. I may not lose that much, but those saving rolls, even though I haven't used them before, they would have come in handy later on, I'm sure. But that's okay. It's all good.
You get other things for being a halfling.
Yeah. Like what?
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be. I'm sure it's going to be in history.
I
And you
don't
said
know. I haven't
Lightfoot.
played a halfling.
Yep,
You said Lightfoot halfling. Okay, so I'll go look that up. Other than that, I'll be working on stuff this week. I'll be doing it on stream, but probably not tonight. So you can find me on stream tomorrow during the afternoon. Other than that, that's all I've got for this time. Yeah, Cotton, over to you.
You, as a Lightfoot halfling, can attempt to hide behind Ashe Heiral.
Oh, it's true.
Oh, it's
Medium
one-
creatures.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice feature.
Yep.
Although
When there's less
I've been
cover,
doing
you can still hide.
range. Yeah. Actually, hide. Yeah.
Do you get
was
advantage
that?
like between behind large creatures, like
No.
a horse?
No, it's you can hide even when there's not cover by just hiding behind somebody bigger than you.
You're gonna use Greta's shadow to hide in.
So like if we were in the middle of the desert and there was no place to hide, Gizmo could still hide by just standing behind someone bigger than him.
Correct.
Only if you knew the direction that the person was coming from, though, right?
It doesn't say that.
Doesn't say that. You can just hide. Period. End of story.
But you said You said behind though.
Yes,
If
but
they're-
it's cinematic, Connor.
Okay. I'm
The
curious.
game
I'm
does
curious
not
how that
account
works.
for position. Listen, I don't know if you know this, but moving stuff around on the table, that is not how you need to play D&D. There's whole theater of the mind landscape that people play in.
Sure.
For the folks at home, it's like we don't even have the map.
That's
Because we
right.
don't get to see it.
It's like an improved hide. And I think halflings get like better mobility through spaces of monsters, right? If they're large or something like that. Do they get better mobility?
I don't know anything about that.
What's the
make that up.
like? What does hide do for you? Like, what can you do from a hiding position?
You can be stealth so that you can stab somebody with advantage.
But doesn't-
Also, they won't see you.
And you get sneak attack.
Well, you already get sneak attack, right? Like if
Only
He's
if
in
there's
proximity.
someone in melee of the creature.
right.
When he's hiding,
Yeah.
he can sneak attack on the first shot.
Okay. Gotcha.
So Connor, it is situational, and it's not that great compared to the sneak attack I already get. But I guess if in situations I might be able to, hide from damage or just hide from other things.
Sure.
I think if we,
You also get the best thing in D&D, halfling luck. When you roll a run, you can re-roll it.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
Wait, is that any one you roll ever, all the time?
When you
Or is it
roll
like
a 1 on
yeah.
the d20 for an attack, ability, or saving throw, you can re-roll the die, but you must use the new roll.
And is it like you can use it as many times as you want?
Yeah, there's no critical failure unless I roll it twice. 2 runs in a
Brave,
row.
you have advantage on saving throws against being frightened,
That's amazing.
That'll come in handy.
and you can move through the space of any creature that is a size larger than you.
So anyway, Cotton, your outro.
Oh, sorry. I'm Cotton. I doodle and stuff. You can find me on AP's Thursday Night Battletech shows and Ponder the Mad's Gestalt games on Sunday.
Yeah.
I was thinking
as if you weren't
Saturday for
sure.
a second, but that wasn't right. Sunday. Connor.
Yes. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Thanks everybody. I really enjoyed this session.
Well, thank you, Connor.
Why does it have to be so sarcastic?
Did you think that was sarcastic, Connor?
It sounds sarcastic to me, yeah.
Does it sound sarcastic, Connor?
Yes. Anyway, thanks everybody. And my name is Connor Hughes. You can find me on websites where people have comics and stuff. I will be on Twitch soon, hopefully. I'm looking to get back to that. But until then, AP, what's going on with you?
Friends at home, it's fucking tough out here. There's a report released today saying that there is no state in the United States where if you make minimum wage, you can afford to make minimum rent. So, shit's fucked up. Have a good meal, drink water, get some sunlight, do some exercise every day, take care of yourself. Don't be an unwatered bitch, is what I'm saying. Take care of yourself, audience. Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.